I've been here for barely 10 days now. This issues are things that I have been following in my country, Nigeria. And having watched the video, for which I did for the first time, Restoring Dignity, and listening to the panel discussants, I believe we are all on the same wavelength to say that Noma destroys the dignity of the human person. And of course, you could see the life of Modikat, how it deformed her face. This fatal disease is particularly prevalent among children in sub-Saharan Africa, and that is why the African continent must be very, very worried about it. This also accounts for Nigeria's interest in combating the causes of the disease. You know, the Ministry of Health, like Mark reported, has taken proactive steps to bring the disease under control in all shapes and forms. But let me begin by expressing my deepest appreciation to Messrs. Sans Frontiers for taking such a giant initiative in sensitizing the public on the implications and indeed the root causes of these tropical diseases and measures to improve the eradication, and to also support and also to draw support from other organizations for the inclusion of Noma in WHO list of neglected tropical disease. As Doctor has said, this is very commendable. The initiative World Health Organization is taking on that thing to bring Noma under the NTD. As individuals, we are worried over this tropical disease that is ravaging primarily children living in remote communities. As we saw in the video, so many things are happening. Children are drinking water with animals. So there are a lot of root causes of what is happening. We live, and most of them are living with stigma and isolated by the communities. You know, of course, you have a child that the nose is torn, you'll be afraid of. That is human. But again, that is the whole essence of this program that you are bringing on the table, sensitization. And let's see how to encourage survivors with their physical deformity. I should underscore the important contribution made by the Nigerian Ministry of Health at the Noma Hospital in Sokoto since 2014, and efforts put to create awareness about the destructive effect of Noma. I wish to note that the Nigerian Ministry of Health has, in its efforts to create awareness, integrated Noma into its existing surveillance system and equally added it in the school curriculum. Because of the desire to see that this tropical disease is eradicated, if not completely eradicated, Nigeria took the initiative to commemorate annually the National Noma Day, usually in November each year. Nigeria has been committed to abide by the condition enumerated by the World Health Organization for NTD before its inclusion into the list. These conditionalities include: one, that the disease must be a cause of stigma, morbidity, and mobility of impoverished people. It should, two, primarily occur in a tropical and sub-regional region. Three, there should be a feasible strategy with public health for the control and eradication of the disease. There will be sufficient research to support and determine best treatment and control options. Of course, Nigeria has followed up on all this, and of course, we are delighted that the inclusion of Noma in the NTD is a thing of the past. Of course, we talk more about the causes of Noma, One which Mike talked about was the issue of poverty. There's no doubt about it. Poverty contributes enormously to it. Apart from poverty, is ignorance again. You know, people feel that it's either something just pitch them on the nose or in the face, and they just allow you to face that. We could see the towel the woman was using to clean the wound. Certainly, it was going to create more infection in the long run. Of course, many of the issues we see again are weakened hygienic practices in communities that we have watched over. The oral health practices is really appalling, you know, and this is the issue of sensitization that your organizations will have to take on board. We talk about the issue of access to good drinking water. The water they are even using to bathe are quite dirty, you know, from the physical point of view, you know. Living near animal and drinking from the same source of water can be really contagious. And of course, sadly too, many of these communities have always rejected immunization. You know that very well, not? That they tell you no, there is no need for immunization. That we are bringing immunization to sterilize the community. So that is where we have much of the challenges we have today. So, of course, looking at some of the challenges, you know, I just hazard a few of them. Part of the challenge we have is keeping the children at home and then trying to provide local concussions, local means of treatment. Monica's example has shown that this cannot be done if it is not in very organized health environment, and which the Noma hospital provides. Late presentation to the hospital is a big challenge for us, because majority of families try to see what they can do or try to hide the child away from the public. So the child is not taken to the hospital as and when necessary. Getting rural communities to teach oral hygiene is another issue we should be able to address. If they are not hygienic conscious, certainly the prevalence rate will still increase. Not everyone could easily recognize Noma, and it takes its course within a short time. Like we said, within a short period of time, the infection would have really created a lot of damage. And of course, awareness to the community. In every 10, when I spoke to the medical director of the Noma hospital yesterday, he told me that in every 10 children, only one child makes it to the hospital.